Hi, I'm Dale, and I'm the author of a kid's book about gender. And I'm really excited to get to read it aloud and share it with y'all today, because that's why I wrote it, to share it with kids. I want to show you the dedication page for Andy and Andy, two people who did what I really hope this book does for kids, for me, by just creating space for me to explore my identity and feel safe and supported. And the intro. Talking to your kids about gender can feel overwhelming. It's a complicated topic for adults, influenced by years of social pressures, stereotypes, and your own lived experiences. Some grown ups may have read a lot about gender, but have a hard time translating that knowledge to their kiddos. Others maybe haven't spent a lot of time thinking or talking about gender before and don't know where to start. Just like some kids reading this book may think gender is really simple, while others might already have a complicated relationship with it. No matter where you're at, this book is here to remind you and the kids in your life that even though the topic of gender is a big one, it all comes down to how you feel. We all have a gender identity and we all participate in gender expression. You don't have to be an expert or an academic to talk to your kids about their gender or your own. Okay. I know you just started reading this book, but I want you to stop and do something for me. Try to describe gender. Don't cheat by turning the page. Really think about it. That was hard, huh? Gender can be complicated to talk about. It's difficult to define and can mean a lot of things. What gender means to you may be different than what it means to someone else. And that's okay. That's part of what makes it so special. My name is Dale, and this is my book about gender. I have a cat, wear glasses, like cheese, live in Minneapolis, and I'm also a non-binary trans person. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. That might be a lot of new words for you. Let me explain. Non-binary is my gender identity, which is a part of who I am as a whole person. Pronouns are how people refer to me if they're talking about me. For example, have you met Dale? They have a cat. Or, I got this present for them. Yeah, their cat is so cute. Everyone has a gender. It's a part of each of us and how we identify ourselves. To me, gender means how I feel about myself, who I am, and how that fits into how people see me. When I was born, I was assigned a gender because of my body. That meant that my family called me a girl. My family would also refer to me as she or her. I was expected to be interested in girl things, whatever that means. Sometimes this felt okay, but sometimes it didn't. I liked some things people said were girl things, like makeup, and some things people said were for boys, like playing basketball with my brothers. But I also liked a lot of things that didn't feel like just boy or girl things to me, like looking for cool rocks outside. I didn't know if that was normal or if other people felt that way too. Sometimes I pretended to like girl things because it was important to the people around me and my family. It made them feel more comfortable. As I grew up, what I liked changed, my body changed, and what people expected of me changed because of my gender. I just kept feeling like sometimes it fit, but a lot of times it didn't. When it didn't fit, it felt bad. I realized that the way people expected me to be, because they thought I was a girl, wasn't who I really was. But I also knew I wasn't a boy. I didn't want to be either. I felt like a combination of both, plus a little extra of something else. So I tried to just find a way to express who I was. Some people were confused by that or didn't understand. And maybe that's you too. That's okay. But maybe you know exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe you know how it feels when the words people use to talk about your gender don't fit with who you know you are. Gender isn't always obvious, and it can change over time. It's a way for you to describe yourself and express yourself, how you feel in your body, how people see you because of your body, how comfortable you feel in what you wear or in what people expect you to wear, how you feel about how you look, how you talk about yourself, how you think about yourself, who you see yourself being in the future, what you like to do, who you like to spend time with. There are a lot of labels for gender identities, like transgender, non-binary, genderqueer, agender, girl, cisgender, boy, man, woman, gender non-conforming, NB, two-spirit, bigender, androgynous, gender fluid, gray gender, and so many more. For me, finding a word to help me describe my gender identity to other people felt really empowering. It also helped me ask for things that felt affirming for my gender, like having people use they, them pronouns when addressing me, and a name that I chose for myself, Dale. You know who you are on the inside and how you want to express that on the outside. None of these identities are boxes that you have to fit into. They're just ways for you to identify who you are to yourself and others. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You can try things out to see how you feel. It doesn't have to be forever. To be honest, not everyone is always going to get it. Not everyone is going to treat you the way you want to be treated. They may not support you. When I decided to tell people I'm non-binary, some people were happy for me. Some people were confused. And some people didn't believe me. It's not always easy, but talking about it helps. And I want you to know, I'm actually so happy now. My gender finally fits me instead of me trying to fit it. I feel like me. And when people respect my gender and my pronouns, I feel like they see me. Later, I found I wasn't the only one exploring who I was and how to best identify myself. Everyone, no matter who they are, explores their gender. That might be really simple for them or really hard. No matter what label you choose or how you express your gender, you are not alone in this journey. You will find communities of people who are like you and support you, and they'll find you too. All you need to do is be your authentic self. So listen to yourself and remember, you know yourself best. when you're being just you, you'll help other people know it's okay for them to just be them too. Thank you so much. That's the end of my book. I'm going to read the outro for y'all as well. Go back to the beginning of this book and try to describe gender again. Do you have a different answer? How about the kid you're reading this with? This book isn't meant to give one definition of gender that works for everybody, or a comprehensive list of ways to identify. It's here to remind you that gender is something authentic to each of us as individuals. As we grow, how we define and express ourselves and our genders will change and evolve. You might have a different answer to what gender means every time you read this book, and that's great. They're probably all right answers. Keep asking the question to yourself and the kids in your life, and really listen to the answers. You can give kids the space to question, play, experiment, and explore their gender with the gift of support and trust from their grown-ups through that journey. Sure, that can be big, messy, confusing, and hard, but it can also be super fun. That's what this is going to help. This is what's going to help them learn to listen to themselves and be the experts of their own gender. There's also, at the back of the book, a list of resources for kids and for grown-ups if you want to check out other books, websites, and folks who do amazing work helping parents and kiddos and caregivers learn about gender and find resources for mental health, for physical health, for just opening up the conversation. So please check those out, and thank you so much for listening to me read the book and sharing, most importantly, sharing the space with kids and supporting them on their journeys. Thank you.